Let me tell you something you probably never heard. When an avoidant loses the right person, the pain doesn't show up where you can see it. It doesn't appear in tears or messages or apologies. It doesn't even show in their behavior at first. It appears in the one place they fear the most, the quiet inside themselves. See, avoidants don't understand real loss in the moment. When you walk away, they might look calm, even relieved. They might say they needed space, freedom, clarity, but what you're witnessing in that moment isn't peace. It's numbness, their oldest coping mechanism, and numbness always fades because eventually every avoidant reaches a point where the silence they once hid behind starts echoing your absence, and every echo feels like a truth they spent their whole life avoiding. So today, I'm gonna take you through the real stages, the ones they never show, never admit, never say out loud. The stages of pain an avoidant goes through when they realize they lost someone who actually saw them. Point 1. The false calm that doesn't last. The first stage looks like calm. They go to work, they laugh with friends, they pretend nothing happened. But this calm is just emotional anesthesia. Avoidants don't break instantly. Their emotions move in slow motion. So they convince themselves they did the right thing. They tell themselves they needed space, independence, control. They lean into distractions, gym sessions, long drives, new people, new hobbies, anything that stops their mind from wandering back to you. But here's the truth. They're not fine. They're simply disconnected from themselves. And the moment the distractions slow down, when they sit alone in a room or lie awake at night, the calm starts cracking like thin ice. Point 2. The moment something small triggers something big. For most avoidants, their first real hit of pain comes from something tiny, a scent, a song, a place, a joke you used to say. They'll be minding their business and suddenly your presence fills the space again. And for the first time, they don't feel relieved. They feel disrupted because this small trigger reminds them of something they buried, the comfort they felt with you, the ease they never found anywhere else, the softness they pretended not to need. This tiny moment becomes their first emotional earthquake, quiet, subtle, but impossible to ignore. Point 3. The internal collapse they can't admit. Avoidants don't express pain through outbursts. They express it through withdrawal. This is where they start disappearing from their own life. They lose interest in things they once enjoyed. They avoid conversations that might reveal too much. They isolate, not because they want to, but because their emotions finally caught up with them. And deep inside, a terrifying thought starts forming. I didn't just lose someone. I lost the person who understood me. This realization doesn't break them in one moment. It breaks them in fragments, a slow crumble that they hide from the world. Point 4. The replay stage, when they relive what they did. Avoidants don't cry about losing you. They think about losing you, over and over. This is the stage where they replay conversations, moments, and mistakes. They replay the moment you asked for clarity and they shut down. They replay the time you tried to get close and they chose distance instead. They replay your patience, your softness, your efforts, all the things they took as pressure. And then a painful truth hits them. Their silence wasn't protection, it was destruction. This is when regret begins to settle like dust in every corner of their mind. Point 5. The comparison phase they can't escape. Avoidants try to move on quickly. They look for new people, new attention, new connections, not to replace you, but to replace the emptiness you left behind. But here's where it all backfires. Everyone they meet feels surface level. No new person understands them the way you did. No new energy feels as safe. No new conversation feels as warm. They compare without meaning to compare. And every comparison reminds them of one truth. They had something rare, and they weren't ready for it. This realization hurts more than loneliness, because now their pain has meaning. Point 6. The quiet search for you. Avoidants won't say they miss you, but they'll show it in subtle ways. They'll check your profile late at night. They'll look at old messages but won't respond. They'll drive past places you once visited. They'll bring up memories and conversations with others, carefully hiding the emotion behind them. This isn't nostalgia, this is longing. The kind of longing that hits when they realize your presence never demanded perfection, it offered safety. And safety is the one thing they never learned to receive. Point 7. The return attempt when it's too late for them. Eventually, they'll reach out, not because they expect you back, but because they can't handle the silence anymore. It might be a simple message. Hey, how have you been? Just checking in. I heard that song you like. But those words carry a storm behind them, because this message isn't casual. It's a confession they're too afraid to say out loud. I didn't know what I had when I had it. But by the time avoidants reach this stage, something powerful has often happened. You've healed, and nothing scares an avoidant more than seeing the person they took for granted become unreachable. Your peace becomes their punishment. Your growth becomes the mirror they can't escape. Your strength becomes the reminder of what they lost. So, if you ever wondered whether an avoidant feels pain, the answer is yes, but they feel it slowly, privately, and silently. They don't break when you leave. They break when you heal. They don't hurt because you're gone. They hurt because they finally understand why you left. And the deepest pain of all, knowing they pushed away not the wrong person, but the right one. You weren't a chapter to them. You were the lesson they'll never forget. And now, your story continues, stronger, clearer, and no longer chained to someone who didn't know how to keep you.